We have all been there. We finish a captivating book, engrossed in its world and characters. Days later, the details begin to fade, the vivid scenes and profound insights become blurry. We struggle to recall specific plot points or character names. This common experience raises a fundamental question. Why do we forget so much of what we read? Like a sandcastle on a beach, the intricate details we construct can be washed away by the tide of time. Understanding why we forget is crucial to appreciating the lasting impact of reading. In the late 19th century, German psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus conducted groundbreaking research on memory and forgetting. His experiments led to the development of the forgetting curve. This curve illustrates the exponential rate at which we forget newly acquired information. Without active effort to retain it, much of what we learn can vanish from our minds within a short period. Ebbinghaus's research revealed that forgetting is most pronounced in the first 24 hours after learning. Within a day, a significant portion of new information can be lost. However, the rate of forgetting slows down over time. Information that is retained for a week or two is more likely to be stored in long-term memory. Understanding the forgetting curve is essential for developing effective learning and retention strategies. It highlights the importance of reviewing material soon after initial exposure and spacing out subsequent review sessions to reinforce learning and combat the natural tendency to forget. While the forgetting curve might seem discouraging, it is important to remember that forgetting is a natural and necessary part of how our brains function. Our minds are constantly bombarded with information. Forgetting allows us to prioritize important information and avoid cognitive overload. The digital age has fundamentally altered our relationship with information. The internet, with its vast repositories of knowledge, has become an external memory bank. We can access a wealth of information with a few keystrokes or screen taps. This easy access has profoundly impacted how we remember. In the past, recall memory was paramount. This is the ability to spontaneously retrieve information from our minds without external cues. Think of reciting a poem from memory or remembering historical dates. With the advent of the internet, the emphasis has shifted to recognition memory. This is the ability to identify information that we have encountered before, even if we cannot recall it verbatim. We no longer need to commit vast amounts of information to memory when we can easily access it online. This shift from recall to recognition has its advantages. It frees up our cognitive resources to focus on higher-level thinking skills such as analysis, synthesis, and problem-solving. However, it also raises concerns about the potential consequences of outsourcing our memory to external devices. The constant availability of information can lead to a phenomenon known as digital amnesia. This refers to the tendency to forget information that we can easily access online. When we know that information is just a click away, we are less likely to make the effort to remember it ourselves. Concerns about the impact of externalizing memory are not new. In ancient Greece, the philosopher Socrates famously expressed reservations about the invention of writing. He feared that relying on written texts would weaken memory and make people intellectually lazy. In Plato's dialogue Phaedrus, Socrates argues that writing is like a drug. It provides an illusion of knowledge but does not promote true understanding. He believed that writing would make people hearers of many things but learners of nothing. Socrates feared that writing would atrophy the ability to engage in active recall and critical thinking. While Socrates' concerns were rooted in the context of his time, they resonate with contemporary anxieties about the internet's impact on cognition. Just as writing transformed how information was stored and disseminated, the internet has revolutionized our access to knowledge. This raises questions about whether such technological advancements come at the expense of our cognitive abilities. Socrates' warnings serve as a reminder that technology is not a neutral force. It shapes our habits of mind and can have both positive and negative consequences. It is essential to be mindful of how we use technology and to strive for a balance between accessing information and retaining it in our own minds. Section 5. A double-edged sword, access versus retention. The internet presents us with a profound trade-off: unprecedented access to information at the possible expense of our ability to retain it. We can explore a vast range of topics, dive into complex subjects, and access information from around the globe with astonishing ease. However, this constant influx of information can overwhelm our cognitive capacity. The ease with which we can access information online can create the illusion of knowing. We may feel like we understand a topic simply because we have read about it online. However, without active effort to process, synthesize, and integrate this information into our existing knowledge base, it is unlikely to be retained in a meaningful way. The trade-off between access and retention raises fundamental questions about the nature of learning and the value we place on memorization. In an age of information abundance, is it more important to possess a wealth of knowledge at our fingertips or to cultivate the ability to recall it from memory? The answer likely lies in finding a balance between these two extremes. While memorizing every piece of information we encounter is impractical and unnecessary, developing strategies to retain essential knowledge remains crucial for critical thinking, problem-solving, and deep understanding. Section 6. The Perils of Binge-Reading. Binge-watching and binge-reading, fueled by streaming services and vast digital libraries, have become increasingly popular. While these activities can be enjoyable, they may have implications for memory retention. Consuming large amounts of information in a short period can overwhelm our cognitive processing abilities. Studies on binge-watching have shown that while viewers may recall details immediately after finishing a series, their memory of the content fades significantly over time compared to those who watched it at a slower pace. This suggests that spacing out our consumption allows for better consolidation of memories. Similarly, binge reading can lead to a superficial understanding of the material. Rushing through books, eager to get to the next plot point or chapter, can hinder our ability to engage in the deep processing necessary for long-term retention. This information overload can make it challenging to form meaningful connections and extract lasting insights from the text. While enjoying a captivating book or series in one sitting can be tempting, it is important to be mindful of the potential consequences for memory retention. Spacing out our consumption, taking breaks, and engaging in active reading strategies can enhance our ability to remember and internalize the information we encounter. Section 7. Combating forgetfulness, strategies for retention. The forgetting curve is a formidable opponent, but it is not insurmountable. We can employ several strategies to combat our natural tendency to forget. These strategies involve moving beyond passive reading. One effective technique is spaced repetition. This involves revisiting material at increasing intervals. By reviewing multiple times, we reinforce neural pathways, making recall easier. Spaced repetition can be done with flashcards, apps, or scheduled reviews. Another powerful strategy is active recall. This involves retrieving information from memory without looking at the text. Summarize main points, answer questions, or teach the content to someone else. Active recall strengthens neural connections and improves long-term retention. Section 8. The enduring legacy of reading. While we may not retain every detail of the books we read, our experiences with literature leave lasting impressions on our minds. These memories, though sometimes fragmented or elusive, contribute to our understanding of the world, shape our perspectives, and influence our future reading choices. Reading at its core is about more than just accumulating information. It is about expanding our horizons, challenging our perspectives, and connecting with the human experience across time and cultures. The books we read become part of our inner library, shaping our thoughts, beliefs, and values. Even if we forget specific plot points or character names, the emotions we felt while reading a book, the insights we gained, and the connections we made to our own lives can linger long after we have finished the last page. These enduring impressions are the true legacy of reading. The value of reading extends beyond the immediate gratification of a captivating story or the acquisition of new knowledge. It lies in the journey of exploration, the expansion of our understanding, and the enduring impact that stories have on our lives. While forgetting is an inevitable part of the human experience, the memories we forge through reading continue to shape who we are long after the details have faded.
So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and let's turn the page on a new adventure together. Get ready to experience books like never before, only on VBook 360. Like, comment, and share to support the channel and keep the video magic alive. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, Every video has a story, and every story deserves to be shared. See you in the next video.